Alright friends, we're gonna do something fun in this video. I hope it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna go over some of David Gilmour's pedal boards and rig, and we're gonna talk about how you can replicate them, and let's just analyze David Gilmour's pedal boards over the years, okay? Alright, let's start with the first one. I think this is from his In the Flesh 1977 tour, Pete Cornish pedal board. All of the images that I'm gonna show you are very old, so I don't know where I got them from. Sorry if I'm taking credit from someone. But a few years ago I found them on Google, that was it. As you can see the Big Muff right there, right on the right top corner. David Gilmour started using Big Muff and rotary, Yamaha rotary, around 1976 or something like that. And Big Muff is there, that famous ram's head. Alongside that, you can see Electric Mistress. He used both of those constantly during 1977 tour. And Color Sound Power Boost was, well, not Color Sound Power Boost, but Pete Cornish Color Sound Power Boost clone is on the pedal board, as far as I know. You can see volume pedals and everything there with the 3 knobs. 2 knobs, 3 knobs, you can see the knobs there. Those are compressor or Color Sound Power Boost or fuzz phase. He had a fuzz phase on the pedal board still. I don't know how many times he used it. Maybe he used it on echoes only. But the general tone was that on cleans he was just using a compressor with clean signal, but even the clean signal was a little bit gainy, okay? If you hear a song like Shine On Your Crazy Diamonds intro, you can hear a very girthy Color Sound Power Boost type tone on it. Again, I mean, a compressor. I think David Gilmour had a compressor in the middle of the chain for 1977 pedal board, as far as I know. But still, you can have it in front of everything. And there's probably Color Sound Power Boost after that, and Big Muff. And I mean, maybe there are other drive pedals that Pete Cornish made for him. And then we see Electric Mistress. I mean, the general thing is, for 1977, to replicate this pedal board, you need a ram's head. You can use the reissued one. It's just amazing. You can use DevTech Precision one. I really love it. Not paid promotion or anything, but I think it's one of the best Big Muffs out there. It's very versatile, it's very clean Big Muff, not muffled, very balanced. I mean, every setting sounds absolutely amazing, in my opinion. You can watch a very detailed review about it too. You can have a Dynacomp mini compressor. You can use Elastic Mattress from Past Effects. We have a review about it too. You can use high power for that Color Sound Power Boost. Oh my god, I love that pedal. It's the best pedal out there for me. This is my opinion, not paid promotion or anything. And you can use RT20 for that Dogs intro or those wet guitar solos on Dogs, because David Gilmour was using Yamaha rotating speaker around that time. So you can, to replicate that, you can use Boss RT20 or Downward Prince Pulse. As far as I know, this is a very straightforward pedal board, and that's about it. Right here, friends, I gotta say that if you're interested in learning almost every Pink Floyd and David Gilmour song, just over to my Patreon. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people are already there learning almost every Pink Floyd and David Gilmour song. If you can find something, you can just vote for it. We're finishing every album and bootlegs, live ones, rare ones, everything. You can access the tabs and backing tracks and specific tone guides designed for you with alternative pedals too. I highly recommend you check it out. If you're even slightly interested in Pink Floyd or David Gilmour, it's literally the gold mine you're looking for. Let's continue. Right here we see David Gilmour's mid-80s, late 80s pedal board. I think this is from Delicate Sound of Thunder, and www Big Muff page is right at the bottom. Thank you for the photo, I just got it from Google. You can see his famous alembic, and there are 4 equalizers as you can see. CS2 is at the top, Boss HM2 is there, the booster, line booster is there, and Big Muff is there obviously. It's a modded Big Muff as you can see. Just look at the knobs. Late 80s, I mean the chorus era was never my favorite, so I don't know much about Mesa Boogie amps and signal chain splits and everything. We're gonna get to a definitive guide about that too, just like we did with Pulse. But for now, as far as I know, the signal chain should be a compressor and chorus. I'm gonna talk about equalizers. Line booster, I think Past Effects TDL or something like that is the best line booster for those late 80s tones. The best, absolute best. And obviously Big Muff for those comfortably numb money type tones. And I'm not 100% sure, but Heavy Metal HM2 was used for songs like Terminal Frost and On the Turning Away, especially. Because I've tried so many settings on Big Muff for that On the Turning Away solo and Terminal Frost too, but it just, I mean, it was a little too powerful and muddy. With HM2, I think it's gonna sound better. I have a HM2, I'm gonna do a review next month. And you gotta have chorus at the end of everything but CE2. And that's about it, actually. And David Gilmour switched to his EMG pickups around that time, so Yeah, that's important too, of course, obviously. One thing about equalizers that you see, as you can see, I mean, compressors, HM2, TC Electron, Drive Booster, and Big Muff. There are 4 EQs for 4 pedals right there, and you're here thinking that tone is in the fingers. I mean, look at this pedal board. He's using EQ for every single pedal. Alright, right here we see the famous Pulse pedal board. You can see a compressor is there. We added Rat, and there's this Big Muff. I think that is Pete Cornish P2, which I'm not very much fond of. And you can see an equalizer for Rat and Rat only. You can see 2 other compressors, MXR Dynacomp script version. That is important. Script version is very much different than block version. Block version is a little bit woody. Very boxy in my opinion. And I pen a CP9, I think it was CP9. I highly recommend you check out my Pulse Definitive Tone Guide for every single song and every single chain. I don't think David Gilmour used that MT2, Boss MT2 on any of the songs. I mean, why it's there, I don't know, but I don't think David Gilmour ever used it. Then you can see the clean tube driver that David Gilmour used before his Big Muff, okay, before. Then you can see Pete Cornish Soft Sustain ST2. He used this one for, I think, I'm not 100% sure, I should watch Pulse Definitive Guide video. I think he used this for A Great Day for Freedom, and maybe, just maybe, on Coming Back to Life. Then you see the main Big Muff right there, the Soundtech Big Muff. It's very much different than the other Big Muff that he used, the Ram's Head. This is a little bit less gainy, but less noisy too, and it has a little bit more mid-range. Then you can see Tube Driver 2, which is his overdrive. There wasn't that much high gain overdrive around Pulse era, so you can see the tube drive is around 9 o'clock or so. Don't be confused, that is for his overdrive sounds, okay? He didn't pair this one with any Big Muff, except maybe for P2, Pete Cornish P2, for that time solo maybe with Univibe and everything. Other than that, that was for overdrive. Below that, you can see 3 different EQ pedals. I mean, like I said, tone is in the fingers, right? You can see treble and bass boost. You can see bass boost and mid boost. He used this for different types of things. With the other photo, you can see the whole rack. I think David Gilmour is using Univibe there. Choruses are there. There's probably a Leslie simulator there too. Just watch the Pulse Definitive Tone Guide and you'll understand. But what I mean is, you see how there are a lot of effects there that David Gilmour doesn't even use. For this one, off the top of my head, you need a compressor, obviously. I highly recommend Green Russian or Past Effects' Patriarch. Not paid promotion again, but it's very easy to fiddle with all the knobs and get the tone you want depending on your amp. I'm using DevTech Precision 1, not paid promotion, or Electro Harmonix Green Russian for this kind of Big Muff tones for Pulse. And then obviously you need Tube Driver, and for Tube Driver clone I highly recommend you check out Crazy Tube Circus Venice. It's the best Tube Driver clone out there. I think it's better than Tube Driver itself because it has a little bit more control on the pedal. Not paid promotion, but you can check out the very detailed video about it. Or you can use Past Effects' TDY2. It's an extraordinary Tube Driver clone too. You gotta have delays on every single chain, obviously, and you need chorus, but David Gilmour split his signal into 2. And on the right channel, or the left, I mean, on one of the channels, it was just dry, going straight into high watts, 4 high watts, I think. And on the other one, it was going into chorus and rotary, dopalas actually. So you need half or even less chorus and rotary for this sound. I highly recommend you check out Moore's Ensemble King, something like that, Ensemble King, because it has a level control where you can adjust the amount of chorus you want. And again, Bass RT20 is a lifesaver here, or Downward Prince Pulse, which is the exact replica of David Gilmour's dopalas around mid-90s. Alright, this is Gilmour's On an Island Tour pedal board. As you can see, it's a little bit less complicated. He has volumes and delay pedal, but the most important thing here is that David Gilmour was using a tube driver after his main distortions, okay? Unlike Pulse, where he used overdrive into Big Muff, here he was using Big Muff into tube driver, alright? And you can see tube drivers after Big Muffs. And there are 2 delays, I mean delay, MXR rack delay and tape delay right there. One thing I should mention is that David Gilmour was using Electro Harmonix Triangle and I think, what was it? T-Rex analog delay. He added these 2 later in the tour. I don't know how rarely he used them, but they were there. I'm gonna find another photo and add it here. Nothing complicated, very muddy tones too. This 2006 era. You're gonna need a compressor for those echoes, intro and outro type sounds, or Shine On You Crazy Diamond intro. You need a big muff. David Gilmour, supposedly David Gilmour was using a Pete Cornish P1, but I'm not sure about that. It might be just ram's head. And after ram's head, you need to use a tube driver to boost it. Again, you can use Blues driver or Venus or TDY. One important pedal here is that Pete Cornish G2, which is actually the offspring of tube driver and big muff. It's not an overdrive, it's not a big muff, but it's something in between, okay? It's very dark and muddy sound, but it's, you can get smooth sounds, smooth big muff sounds with it too. That's important too. David Gilmour, in my opinion, David Gilmour used G2 for echoes. Is it necessary? No, you can get closer tones with big muff into overdrive too, but if you have budget, you can just check out DevTech Custom Fuzz or Past Effects' Revolution. I think these two are the best pedals for David Gilmour's G2 sounds, okay? And of course, an analog delay and a normal digital delay would never hurt. No modulation for this one, except for the Breathe, Univibe, I think. Simple pedalboard. I really love the tones out of this one. You can see a definitive tone guide for Gdansk too. If you're interested, just check it out. For our last ones, I think this is David Gilmour's studio pedalboard, and below that, this one is David Gilmour's live rig, okay? And I'm 95% sure David Gilmour used exact same pedal board for his 2024 Luck and Strange Tour 2. I saw it myself at the front row. I think David Gilmour didn't change anything. Maybe settings might change, but he changed maybe compressor here and there. Maybe he changed some equalizers. Maybe he changed some of the, knobs. But that was it, in my opinion. Let's go over this one first. I don't think David Gilmour uses all of these, but you can see tube drivers right there. Kali 76, one of the best compressors ever. You can see another tube driver. Color Sound Power Boost is right there. You see that T-Rex delay echo? That brown one. I mentioned this previously. That was on his pedal board later on 2006 tour. There is a Univibe there, pitch shifter, EQs, Electric Mistress, EQs, MXR phaser. You see Helios, Fuzz, and Fire Bottle there. I have no experience with them, but I've only heard good things about them. Some people on our Patreon group chat have those pedals and they can't recommend it enough. I wish I can find them. You see Demeter Completer right at top. I don't know what the top right pedal is. If you know, you can just inform us, all of us. And the live rig is very, very simple. In my opinion, live at Pompeii and 2004 Luck and Strange Tour was some of the easier tones to get, in my opinion. You're just gonna use the tube driver or tube driver clone, for that matter. And an Electro Harmonix big muff. You need a delay and literally that's it. No boosting, nothing. Just, head over to my Patreon if you're hesitating about this. On my covers, I tried a lot of ways, and the best way is to just use a big muff or tube driver alone. You can see Electric Mistress there. He used this with a mixer, that Lehle mixers. I think he has Electric Mistress around, 85%, 75% or something like that. I think he used this for Run Like Hell and Comfortably Numb, and those two only. And again, you see a lot of EQs. Tone us in the fingers, right? There are a lot of compressors here and a lot of tube drivers too. But you don't have to stress over it. You can just get a big muff like Ram's Head, and that'll be it. You can just get a tube driver clone like Venice or TDY, and that'll be it, Obviously, you need a delay, and I'm gonna recommend Elastic Mattress from Past Effects because it has a blend knob which you can adjust around 85%, 80% or something like that. Or you can use Moore's Elect Lady. It sounds absolutely amazing. It doesn't have a mix knob, but I enjoy it. Alright friends, this was it. I tried to go over every pedal board that I could find on Google. We can just talk below more about these pedal boards and how you can get them with your pedals. Down below, just comment. If you're interested, you can check out this video to see my ultimate Pink Floyd and David Gilmour pedal board. I'm going over and, in my opinion, achieving every David Gilmour tone ever. And watch this video if you want to get into David Gilmour style a little bit. I'm giving you 4 songs you need to practice over and over and over again to learn most of David Gilmour's tricks and techniques. My Patreon is here somewhere and I'm 100% sure you're going to enjoy all of these. I'll see you in one of them.